Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad from Radko Tarot, and in this whole video we're going to look into Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, and as well Aquarius Rising. Our weekly general tarot reading February 22nd up until February 28, 2021. And if you are interested in a personal reading with me, or you want to take my tarot classes, you can check out the description down below. And there you're going to find a link to my website where you can view and purchase either of these services. So with that being set aside, moving to the general tarot reading for Aquarius, the first card that we do have, guys, that is going to be Justice, followed by the Eight of Swords. Moving next, what we do have, that is going to be the Six of Cups. Afterwards, we have Temperance, and the last one, that is to be the Fool. So these 5 cards again. Can you see them? Yeah. All right. So starting right off the week here with the Justice, that will be the astute discernment that you're going to show toward the activities you have to involve yourself into. What I mean is that Justice there, it plays a role where you're going to come up to the conclusion, if you will, that you have to pretty much get everything into your life sorted in so you can get some kind of a balance into it. And thus being said, you can expect to reshuffle a lot of responsibilities and as well a lot of priorities that are to take place. That will help you though to gain a balance in between your work and your relationship, for example, a balance among your social circle as well, a balance among your colleagues also, and a balance into your relationship. This card is excellent when you kind of like feel that your life is full in chaos and that you cannot get a grasp upon. The Justice is the card that pretty much makes you build an order into the chaos, and thus a lot of the decision making that you're gonna make is at the start of this week is gonna be really accurate in regards to how the sense of emergencies are placed. Thus, you're gonna leave every task, or you're not gonna leave a task or responsibility or activity that you have to be into unattended, and a full extent of your seriousness, if that could be said in English, is going to be devoted to it. So just to translate that into our reality, that card pretty much points that you're going to make an amazing performance into your career, or rather like amazing in a sense of that you're not going to disappoint anybody, nor yourself, with how you tackle and cope with all the tasks that are addressed to you. And even if for some people these tasks may seem very overwhelming to you, without getting into a panic mode, you will be able to shuffle them in such a way that you can actually perform to the best of your abilities into either of them. Important thing when we're talking about cooperations, regardless if they are going to be business cooperations, friendships, or relationships here at the start of the week, it is that everything needs to be placed on the table. So you gotta present your expectations. Whatever partner or friend you do have on the other side needs to display their expectations as well, and some kind of a balance needs to be accomplished. So what I mean here is, say, a business partnership, you cannot do the job that your business partner needs to do, okay? You can do your part of the job, but not theirs. So everybody needs to attend to their responsibilities. And this is how you need to approach your deals. This is how you need to approach your relationship or the interaction that you may have at the start of the week with somebody that you do like, and so on and so forth. So if it is their responsibility to ask you out, for example, you shouldn't be the one that asked them out. But if they had asked you out and you have denied them back then now it's your turn to do it so, because it's your responsibility to keep up with the thing. Okay, but this is going to be something that your, like I said, astute discernment is going to tell you that you need to decide in favor of. And right after you kind of like sort everything out into your life, into some kind of consistency moving forward, after that we do have the Eight of Swords, and that is not an ideal card that we can have as a continuation to the justice. I'm sorry. To the Judgment, it would have been an amazing card. To Justice, not that much. And I will tell you why here. It is because while you're going to have your life from the start of the week moving forward, or at least how the week is going to look like moving forward from its very start, while it does look very consistent, very sorted out, and very balanced, it also is going to feel very constrained. It will feel that there is no room for anything exciting out there. And that is to be a thing that you are not going to take very lightly. And it's going to be a thing that you would want to break out. And the more you think about it, okay, and the more you kind of like put your thoughts into it, the more you're going to understand that it is that because you how do I say it, because you are making it that way, or because you are thinking that way. Here what we do have, it's a self-imposed limitation, and it's a sign with the Eight of Swords that you can definitely make one last shuffle and add some excitement into the routine of the week. You definitely can find time for yourself. You definitely can find how can I say, some spare moments for your hobby, or some steeled moments for your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It is just, you know, the week doesn't have to be that strict. It is just from the start of the week, the whole structure that you made was so concrete and so determined that it seemed like it seemed that your schedule is filled up, but you can definitely make time. It all comes to that. Can you recognize it or not? It seems that you're going to have the opportunity to recognize it, but are you going to do it? That is entirely up to you, because with the Eight of Swords, you need to recognize it as the truth. Now, if you accept the truth, that makes you free. But if that's the case, then what the denial of it makes you? You know, and if I have to give you an example of that, say that you do think that you do have a lot of work to do. Somebody asks you out for a beverage, which is something that we can't do today, but let's say they're kind of like calling you just to chat with you for a half an hour. You say, no, I have to hang up the phone because I have a lot of work to do. That is your choice. But half an hour is not gonna, how can I say, it's not gonna make big of a difference. And that is something that you need to recognize as a self-imposed limitation that you are gonna place here. That is because you would want to be productive. That is because you will not want to disappoint people, okay? You would not want to disappoint your husband or a wife, your boyfriend, or a person of interest. You would not want to disappoint your colleagues or the expectations of your boss. But like I said, half an hour ain't gonna make much of a difference here. And right after you do recognize that you're way too serious, okay, about the responsibilities and about the tasks at hand that you have shuffled in such a way that you can actually attend to them to their full extent, to their utter maximum. We do have the Six of Cups, and this is where you start addressing those tasks. This is where you do start addressing that routine and that structure with way more playfulness. This is where you do make, you know, the project not look and not being experienced that stiff as you have shuffled them at the first place. Here it is where you start getting actually joy from doing this under normal circumstances, a annoying project. This is where you do getting a joy, you know, watching, for example, a soccer game, and I'm saying soccer because most of my viewers are from America, but in Europe actually, and especially in England, saying soccer actually can get you in a bit of trouble. especially in some cities. For as far as I know, here we do call it football. So watching a football with your beloved one, or how can I say, some kind of a show with your beloved one as well, actually you may find a pleasure into it. This is with the Six of Cups. It is where you connect emotionally and as well physically with the small things that you can enjoy, definitely amongst those responsibilities that you are going to shuffle for yourself. And it is where you are making the maximum out of the enjoyment of the time that you will be able to make for yourself. But also with the Six of Cups here, Aquarius, you're gonna make your time running very pleasant when you are coping even with the responsibilities you have shuffled, and you are gonna approach them very creatively and as well with a huge portion of optimism, if I may say it that way. In terms of communications and relationships, that card is very potent for those which are single. And pretty much as a follow-up to the narrative here, what it shows is that you are going to make a solid impression, that you can live up to a very committed relationship, okay? While simultaneously you are not making the relationship as a stage. What I mean is that you are not in the relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. You're not going to give yourself to some kind of a strict routine and give the and separate the emotions out of it, but instead you are going to be in the routine, emotionally connected with the person of interest that you may have, or that they are going to have you as a person of interest here, okay? And what this is going to lead you, that is the Temperance. So we talked about the tasks and the responsibilities thus far, but every task and responsibility brings with itself chores. And this is what the Temperance addresses here. And the Six of Cups translates into the chores through the temperance as well. And it pretty much says that as with such a pleasure, you are going to address the responsibilities and the tasks with such pleasure, you are going to address the chores. And you may say, well, how so? Well, it is because that is something very common with the children, okay? Say that you ask your child, or kind of like make your child more often, to undertake their chores, and they're making a game out of the chore. They are playing with the chore. This is how you're going to address your chores. So here you are going to find throughout the week that you are coping with the chores in a much more favorable way, in a much more funny way than before. And that brings you a lot more enjoyment of the time that you are going to spend throughout the week with your partner in life, you know, with your person of interest, at work as well, in your friendships, and so on and so forth. Another thing about the Temperance, though, Aquarius, it is that, how can I say, here you are going to receive a lot of respect from people around, a lot of solidarity, a lot of compassion. And that is because people are going to see, you know, how well you are tackling with the daily routine, how you are coping, you know, with your responsibilities in your career, into your relationship. And they're going to see that even though they may not agree with your ways, even though they do not agree with your methods, that your performance proves that your methods are effective. And those that gave you a hard time thus far, criticizing you, not believing in you, and so on and so forth, will see how wrong they were. And even though they may not agree still with your methods and with your ways, they are going to learn to respect them. And what that boils down to, it is that by the end of the week, you're going to learn how to, how can I say, you're going to learn how to perform, I will say it that way, how to perform career-wise, relationship-wise, and in generally in the most efficient and soft way possible, not going in either of the extreme, being way too aggressive, costing you a lot, or being way more indifferent, costing you a lot as well. So you're going to find the sweet point or the sweet spot of how to address your boss, of how to address your business partner, how to address your colleagues, how to address in generally the tasks that you have placed for yourself, that you have structured here at the start of the week, and as well the chores. And you are ending up the week here with the Fool card, and that card pretty much points that whatever chores, whatever tasks you have set at the start of the week for you, you have planned to accomplish throughout the week, you have accomplished them by the end of the week, no problem whatsoever. And now the question stands, what follows next? Well, because you made an immaculate performance here throughout the week, career-wise, relationship-wise, you name it, okay, you get to choose what it is the next week to hold for you. Because the Fool card does not restrain you. The Fool, I'm explaining it into my tarot classes, so I will digress a little bit. That is actually not the new beginning, guys. That is in between the new beginning and the ending. So here you have ended up immaculately with your tasks at work, with your tasks at your how can I say, marriage life, or with your promises and tasks into the interaction with the person you are interested in. And now you get to decide how you are to proceed forward. Now I want to stress some things about the Fool card. It's very important to be spontaneous. It's very important as well not to dive into the predicaments that may appear with your new direction or with your new beginning here, okay? And it's very important as well to be carefree. It's very important to be detached from the poignancy of the past, because the Fool does not carry on any experience, may that be a positive or a negative experience, into the future, because the new how can I say, the new perspective here after the accomplishments of your promises and tasks needs to be something very how can I say, very pure in experience. It needs to be something you never experienced before. Like, for example, transforming a partnership and an interaction into relationship, okay? Like, for example, undertaking some kind of a project that you have little clue about. Like, for example, scheduling an experience into your marriage that you never experienced with your husband before or with your wife, okay? Or like getting yourself into a social circle that you have never been before. So it's kind of like you need to aim to experience something you never experienced before. So that being said, Aquarius, this was your weekly general tarot reading, guys. February 28th up until February 22nd up until February 28th, 2021. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do like it, and we are to see each other next time. Until then, bye.